actually.
Hi, this is High Growth with HTDC. I'm your host, Cindy Matsuki. And this is where we talk about all the amazing things in Hawaii going on, having to do with entrepreneurship, innovation, manufacturing, and tech. And today we are talking with Pono Chong of the Chamber. He is the Vice President of Business Advocacy at the Chamber. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I know. I should have had you on earlier, but I know the Chamber is a great resource for companies. What does the Chamber do?
So the Chamber Commerce of Hawaii is the state's largest business organization. We are 164 years old. We are also the largest. We have about 1,000 members.
Wow.
Most people, I think of us as Bishop Street, and while we do have most of the large companies in Hawaii, 80% of our membership is small business who have less than 20 employees.
Great.
So the bulk of our membership is small business. We have a lot of programs. We advocate for them at the legislature, as well as some at the city level and at the federal level. We try and be the voice of business in Hawaii. And we also have other programs for our members, networking, as well as seminars and educational events to help them improve their business.
Okay, but then the advocacy part would generally benefit all businesses in Hawaii, right?
Yes, correct.
Not necessarily just the members.
Correct.
Okay, very good. And what is your role?
So my role is to represent the organization at the legislature, or along with Sherry Minor McNamara, our president and CEO, with policymakers, and educate them on our issues for our membership and what is important to them and what concerns that they have regarding the state of business in Hawaii.
Okay, and then we also learned about the new manufacturing initiative that was introduced this year.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that is and what's going on?
So it started actually last year with Bernie Coleman, who is the president of Pacific Ally. They make a lot of the bottled water in Hawaii. And
very impressive, yeah.
Yes, he was our chair of our Economic Development and Innovation Committee. And, you know, they created a strategic plan, and one of the pillars, we were just talking story, and he said, it'd be great if we could do something with this. I said, well, why don't we? And so from that, you know, Bernie, Sherry, we took the lead and created an initiative. And it started off with a handful of members who were interested in it. And now we have about maybe 20 people who participate on a regular basis. And really there were two goals of the initiative. First was one, to be a clearinghouse of information, because Bernie felt that there was not a lot of manufacturing information in one place for the community, the business community here. So we did that. The second was to do an inventory assessment of manufacturers in the state. So we did that. We just completed it this past summer, and then now we're in the process of creating a strategic plan. We also created a portal that we launched earlier this year, in large part with the support and help of Innovate Hawaii. And so we put a lot of the information there of just what are some of the resources for manufacturers, as well as general business people. Actually, when companies ask me, you know, is there one place I can go, I actually send them to the manufacturers portal, because there are a lot of things that are common, right? What organizations offer business startup services, help you write marketing plans and things of that nature. So we have that on the website.
So a lot of service providers.
Right, and then about every 2 weeks we try and update our news program of various topics around the world. We kind of scour the internet for articles that relate to manufacturers. We focus clearly on food, textile, innovation, and some other key areas that are important to Hawaii. So sometimes we'll have an article about the price of cocoa in the world, or where the consumer's taste in chocolate is heading, and things of that nature.
Or any new food technologies.
Right, food technologies, new innovations, new packaging methods, things of that nature. So we just post that randomly online every 2 weeks, and kind of as a repository of things that we hope will be of interest to the manufacturing community.
Is there a growing number of businesses, manufacturing businesses, that are in the Chamber, becoming members?
Yes, and you know, we don't consider ourselves a manufacturing state, I think, in Hawaii, right? And I think when most people think about manufacturing, we think smokestacks and big industrial things.
Big factories.
Right, and really, you know, that's not what we're looking for, and that's not what we have. We actually have we have a total of actually over 1,400 manufacturers in the state, right? Of which about 800 are what we consider full-time. So the other 600 are probably, I make jams at home. I do 2 craft fairs a year, that kind of stuff.
Okay,
But there are
okay.
800
That's still a pretty good
companies
number, yeah.
who make, what we call it is people who make things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's everything from, you know, Hawaiian Host to Jimmy Chan at, you know, Hawaiian Chip. To Bear Products, which makes precision tools and parts, to Weight Tools, who also makes precision things for the University of Hawaii. Some of them, our members, make component parts for the telescopes. So it's a very wide range to Maui divers who makes jewelry.
Yeah, and so you wouldn't even think
Right,
about
I
all
think
these
people, right, you think of Maui divers and you think, well, it's
jewelry.
It's jewelry,
Yeah.
but they make a lot of it here.
I had
Right,
no
they make
idea.
it here. Coastal Windows, another one who makes Hawaii framing and the frames and the windows and the louvers. To Pictures Plus, Ken Unterman.
Oh.
Right, makes a lot of the frames in Hawaii.
Wow, see, I had no idea.
So there's a lot of things that we make here. You know, our plan is
Yeah.
not to build cars. It's just to make more things and develop that skill set and that critical mass in Hawaii.
Okay. Okay, so the chamber is basically to bring resources together for the manufacturing community.
Correct.
Oh, that's great. And what, from the chamber's perspective, what is the biggest challenges that you see that manufacturing has in Hawaii, or just business in general?
As everybody knows, the cost of doing business in Hawaii is quite high. Clearly, the things of which normal residents have, cost of real estate, cost of utility, especially a little more than in, say, residential, right? We have a high kilowatt hour perspective, but because it doesn't snow here, for the residential customer, you might not have a bill as high as on the mainland. But for companies, especially manufacturing, energy is one of the top issues. Clearly,
that's interesting. No matter where you are, you're going to use that energy.
Correct. Mandated benefits are and taxes by government are always an issue, and so I think many of those things they struggle with like everybody else. Yeah.
And what do you see as the benefits to being a Hawaii business?
I think being here, especially in the manufacturing sector, is you are close to your customer. A lot of times, you have direct feedback.
That's true.
It's a much smaller market to maybe ascertain and figure out where your niche is going to be and who your competition is. You know, oftentimes transportation and logistic costs can be a hindrance, but for some businesses, it's a benefit because it's cheaper to bring in the raw material especially things that have a low price point but are voluminous, right? So if you bring it in a small form and you can add labor and energy to the product and create the final, right, then it provides that benefit. So sometimes some companies have found where the weaknesses of doing business in Hawaii can be turned into a strength.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We're going to take a quick break. This is High Growth with HTDC, and I'm talking to Pono Chong of the Chamber. He's the Vice President of Business Advocacy, and we are on ThinkTech Hawaii, and we'll be right back.
Aloha, I'm Hunter Hevelin, host of Sustainable Hawaii here at ThinkTech Hawaii. You can tune in every week on Thursday at 2 p.m. to see interviews with sustainability professionals from around the state and even further abroad, learning about activities with water management, food security, waste management, and a whole host of other fascinating opportunities to get engaged with making a greener island. So if you're interested in making the transition from consuming individuals to communities of producers, check us out every Thursday. Aloha.
Hi, welcome back. This is High Growth with HTDC. I'm your host, Cindy Matsuki, and my guest today is Pono Chong, Vice President of Business Advocacy at the Chamber of Commerce. And we're talking about manufacturing initiative, and you said there's some events coming up?
Yes, so we're planning events throughout the rest of next year.
That's great.
On topics based in part of our inventory assessment of what manufacturers told us that they needed. So clearly energy is a top priority, so we're going to have a couple events on energy in trying to help them reduce their costs and save energy in their manufacturing process.
Great, specifically for manufacturing.
Correct,
Oh,
as well as taking a look at other options or alternative means of energy for them. We're also going to be taking a look at taxation for manufacturing. There are a lot of parts of both the IRS and state code that are very specific to manufacturing that we want to make sure companies are aware of in being able to take advantage of them and how to best set up their operations to get the best bang for the buck. We're also going to be talking about supply and distribution chains and how to try and find resources for your manufacturing process if you need so in supplying component parts. Many of the manufacturers don't make the entire product here. They bring in component parts.
Some parts of it.
And then on the distribution side is, in addition to Hawaii, how do we help you find markets for your product outside of Hawaii, whether it be in North America or Asia? So we're going to do some of that. We're bringing in Frank Lavin, who is a former Undersecretary of Commerce and Ambassador, and he's going to also talk a little bit about exporting in China and do some workshops with some local companies. So it's kind of a whole project that we're working on. And again, thanks to Innovate Hawaii as well as the Economic Development Administration for their support.
So that's all throughout this coming year?
Yes.
Definitely let me know about those and I'll let our customers know, our viewers know when those are going to happen. And I know Ledge Session is going to start soon, and I know you're heavily involved with that. So thank you for coming before Ledge Session starts. And I noticed that this past session was the first time that the Chamber took a proactive role for businesses, which is great. And you introduced a package. And are you going to be doing the same this year?
Yes, we're working on a pro-business legislative package right now.
Great.
And it's going to be focusing on various parts, some of it on the innovation sector in trying to help companies get to the commercialization level. We're also going to be focusing obviously on manufacturing and trying to get support for that industry, as well as programs that support small business, especially in the regulatory process and trying to streamline things. That's where we think we can provide some benefit, or hopefully that government can come and assist businesses in that area. We'll be also having, we have Chamber Week, which kicks off during session. And we have several events that week that include our legislative reception on, I think it's the 21st, that Thursday of January, where the business community has an opportunity to network and talk to legislators and share their perspective. We also have our Capitol walk around earlier in the day, 9 o'clock in the morning that day, as well as.
And what is that? Is that just?
We go around and we talk to legislators. We pop into the offices.
Specifically for Chamber members? Like
any business member can come down. So we do it with other business organizations as well. And it's kind of our way to take the business community down to the Capitol.
Oh, that's great. And so all the state representatives and senators know that this is a time that people are going to come.
Yes. and we walk around and we kind of split up because I think last year we had about 100 people join us.
Wow, that's great.
We couldn't all fit in everybody's office, so we had to break up. But it was, it was a good experience, I think, for legislators and the staff there, as well as for people in business who have never been down to the Capitol and get to talk to their local legislator and get to meet them.
That's great. And then there's more events, right, in Chamber Week?
Yes. We have a Legislative 101.
See, that's good.
That's what we call it. It's kind of schoolhouse rock on the legislative process. I'm showing my age a little. We talk about, how session will be, how does the process work?
That's great.
From a technical standpoint, and how to get involved, how to make sure your voice is heard, how to contact your legislator.
That's great.
What works, what doesn't, how to approach them, and things of that nature. Later in the day, we have our State of Economy, which we do every year, and so we'll have Carl Bonham from the University of Hawaii give the projections for 2015, and a lot of members find that helpful, especially, most of them have set out their business plans for the year, but kind of getting an update of what the year does look like, both from not just a Hawaii perspective, but from a global perspective. How's the Asia region doing, North America, and how we can, correct, because if you're in a certain industry, say like retail, or hospitality, the price of yen to dollar ratio, exchange rate, makes a difference. So it just depends what sector you're in.
Wow, that's great. How do businesses get involved? Or
You can go to our website, cochawaii.org, and the business advocacy area, and it has several links to our events, as well as how to contact us if you have any questions.
Okay, and then you can become a member on your site too?
You can contact us, and then one of our membership personnel will reach out to you and sit down with you.
Are there any requirements for businesses to become members?
No.
No?
No.
You just have to have a business?
You have to have a business and fill out the application form, and we get you involved. And you know, it's about making sure that when you join the chamber, you can get the most out of your membership. That's what we want you to have, a fulfilling experience, and a lot of that is participation. And not everybody has the time, so some of it we allow you to take advantage of the benefits through events. Some of it is through our policy committees, which many small businesses find helpful because it allows them to utilize the chamber to help push their voice at the legislature, because various industries have various perspectives, and for smaller companies, they don't have the time or the resources to either go down to the Capitol or hire somebody. So we end up being that voice, and it's we are there for them to utilize that perspective.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. I actually wanted to do some quick announcements just to let everybody know what's going on in the innovation and tech community. Last night we had our 15th annual Holiday Tech Fair, and it was a really great event. And we have some photos to recap the night. If you missed it, Governor Ige actually visited, and we had Darius Bubs Monsef speak, as well as Robbie. Yeah, it was really nice to see that the governor's supporting tech. So we'll see what happens. He also visited with Rehab. They have an exoskeleton, which is like a robot skeleton that supports your whole body, actually. So that was very cool. And we had you, the Chamber of Commerce, also supported the event. We partnered with you guys, and we had some senators representing. We had Senator Will Sparrow and Glenn Mackay. Senator Glenn Mackay. Quickly, we wanted to go over for business and entrepreneurs who need some legal advice. Every other Wednesday, HTDC offers free legal guidance in partnership with the Business Law Corps. You can sign up for a 30-minute appointment at the Manoa Innovation Center. Please visit htdc.org/legal to sign up. I want to let our entrepreneur community know that we have office space available at the Manoa Innovation Center. We offer a collaborative community, co-work spaces, office services, and great programs for starting your business. For more information, please visit our site at htdc.org. And we also have a partnership with the Proto Hub. We've entered into an agreement with Proto Hub, one of Kaka'ako's newest co-work spaces, to share resources and facilities. With our shared mission of supporting the startup and entrepreneur ecosystem, this partnership allows members to take advantage of the facilities and programs offered by both organizations. So we're looking forward to a great relationship with the Proto Hub. Lastly, calling all SBIR Phase 1 winners. HTDC offers the state's matching funds for up to 50% of your Phase 1 award. So if that's you and you've won an SBIR Phase 1 award, please contact us at sbir@htdc.org. And back to our guest, Pono Chong. Do you have any last words we should look out for with the Chamber of Commerce?
No, if anybody wants to learn more about the events that we talked about or the manufacturers portal, just go to cochawaii.org and you can find out all about our events, our business advocacy program. And for our manufacturers portal, rather than say out the suffix, if you go to cochawaii.org, on the right-hand side, there's this big red button. It says manufacturers portal. Just click that and you can find the resources there. We are in the process of renovating, I call it, the portal, and we're going to be updating it later this year. We're going to be adding a search function so that you can go online and search, say, keywords like plastic mold injection and find all the companies in Hawaii that do that. So. And
this directory is all businesses, not just chamber businesses?
Correct. It would be all manufacturers who are self-identified via their NAICS code in Hawaii.
Wow. Well, that's a great resource. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that information. We look forward to working with the Chamber this year.
Yes.
Exciting. It's going to come up quick.
Yes, very quick.
Thank you so much. So my guest has been Pono Chong, Vice President of Business Advocacy at the Chamber of Commerce. And this is High Growth with HTDC. I'm your host, Cindy Matsuki. And we are on ThinkTech Hawaii. And until next time, Happy New Year. Aloha.